Hey everyone, hope you've been having a great weekend so far, relaxing, nice and all that. But I think it's really important that we discuss this, and I really think that most people are blind to what is coming. Most people forget to recognize that the market makers do not forget, and they didn't disappear nor go anywhere. You know what? I can tell you that from my own experience because I worked for various institutions, you know, in the finance industry. I myself was an account manager for a long period and as junior, senior, and everything in between. I can tell you that most people are absolutely blind to the cyclicality, which is, by the way, obvious. And it's funny how everyone thinks they're going to get this alarm and message kind of informing them the market is about to collapse next week. That doesn't work this way. In fact, the irony of the thing is that it's been yelling and screaming at you that the market is going to start a deep correction, and it's been doing that for a long time. The problem is that if you're blind to the technical tools, the very tools that the market makers themselves use in order to identify the cyclicality and play into it in many ways, you yourselves are, well, not everyone, of course, right? A lot of people choose to be blind for some reason, not recognize that the market makers really understand the cycle a lot better than the people that was running around and calling, I'm an investor, I'm a trader. None of it matters. Those are just terminologies we, the account manager, used to tell each other to understand and convey what the particular investment or trade is all about. In reality, most of us, the vast majority of us, are not Ron Barons, so probably shouldn't be calling ourselves investors per se. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking on anyone here, I'm just trying to be objective. Most people are absolutely blind to the cycle and what's going on, and I've been seeing this and I've been warning about this for a long time, and I'm absolutely certain that the market makers are about to come in and break the market in a lot of ways. And it's not because they want to, but rather that is what the cyclicality is, and have been warning that this is the process that is up to come for a long time. Whether a deep correction, as I'm expecting 3,300 all the way there, or a more shallow correction to roughly around 6,500, which is, by the way, those who fail to recognize 6,500 and 6,900 is the sideways band of support and resistance we've been moving all along since the end of 2025. For quite a while now, for many months. And objectively, I can tell you that most people, even though seeing the price action play out the way it does, still probably do rely on pure hope, I guess, because there's nothing else to rely on at this stage. If you objectively are aware of any technical tools, which I gotta emphasize, the technical tools themselves and technical analysis, being able to analyze the price action on your own, doesn't mean necessarily you're always going to get it right. And that's exactly what my academy is all about. I highly recommend you join me in my community at patreon.com/investory. There is a highly discounted tier right now. It's only $30 a month. Very, very cheap. It's 70% discounted. This tier is gonna be hiked every month now, from now on, every month $20 until it reaches $99, $100 basically. Within a couple of months, so definitely take the opportunity and join now, so you can learn how technical tools themselves, if applied right, of course, then allow you to understand the framework and what is really going on in the market. A lot of people are blind to it because they have no awareness of these tools and choose to remain ignorant to them. I don't know why. That is literally the language of the market. The market is, in fact, telling you and screaming at you that it's going to crash. You just fail to recognize it because you don't speak the same language as it does. So what I offer is join my community. You'll get exposed more and more to that aspect of technical analysis, how it's done, what does it show. And as I always say about technical analysis tools, don't just perceive them as, you need to see them as measuring tools, as something like a ruler, a measuring tape, laser designator and such. You see, first of all, you wouldn't try to measure a football field with a measuring tape, right? You're probably going to try and use a laser designator. It makes a lot more sense. And vice versa. You're not going to try and measure a table with a laser designator. It's going to be far smarter to do that with a measuring tape or a ruler of sorts, right? Or the right tool for the right job, right? And technical tools themselves, even then when you do use them correctly, doesn't necessarily mean that you got the right answer. What if you measured incorrectly? What if you misunderstood the partition that you're meant to measure and read off of? And what if you plugged in the incorrect number into the equation, and then guess what? It broke the entire equation. So technical analysis on its own, just to say, oh, I'm using these tools, doesn't necessarily mean you're absolutely right away. It just means that you have a better perception of what's going on, and you may end up with the right result. But more so, what it does for you, it allows you to really understand what the market is doing, because most people are blind to it. Absolutely blind to what is happening in the market. And that's why I'm not selling a thesis. I'm not telling you do this, do that, invest in this company, invest in that company. No, I'm here to give you the measuring tools, to teach you how they work, how to apply them correctly, what are the rules. Basically, I am more so the person who's going to teach you the language the market speaks. And then the decision of how to behave around that is up to you. That's all I wanted to say, boys and girls. I'll see you in the next one. I really think that most people are not ready. Get ready.